Welcome to the Coaches Spotlight series on Fitlete Radio. My name is George Wagon III. Now let's meet our coach.
My name is Dominic Frazier. I am a human performance coach. I am a strength and conditioning coach, sports performance specialist, and I am a master level health and nutrition coach, certified through organizations like Precision Nutrition, Flex Diet, Nutritional Coaching Institute, and other realms of higher level education like stress reduced fat loss and things like that. My background is I have a bachelor's in exercise science and a master's in sport and recreational management. I work with all walks of life, from athletes to moms, primarily women aging from 35 to 60, dealing with perimenopause, menopause, things like Hashimoto's, PMOS, and things like that, helping them rebuild their confidence, their strength, and build the bodies of their dreams.
While there might be many, take a moment to think about all you've done as a coach and tell me one of your favorite moments as a coach in your career or practice that you have. It doesn't have to be one specific person, place, or thing, but maybe some realization or reaffirming moment you experienced because you were someone's coach.
I know that you asked for just one, but I definitely have two of my favorite moments as a coach in my career, my practice. We're gonna go definitely when Michael Vick walked down those stairs one day when I was teaching a TRX class and asked me to show him what I got, and then if I could be his performance coach and help coach him and train him in the off season for his last couple seasons in the league. That was definitely a fun time and an honorable moment. The other one is definitely going to be this last past track season with the wonderful girls track team from Cas Tech, where we won regionals, we won districts, and we went to state, and we had some top placing girls as well as some state champs that later led on to actually even being national champs. That was an honor for anybody that I worked with, from the coaches to the girls on that team, and know what we came and what we did this year. I was truly honored to play a very small role, but an important role, and be a coach on such a great team with the Cat State girls.
To me, real coaches join the industry with the best intentions. Helping people is pretty much at the core of their mission. Over time and with some new experiences, some further learning, some of these beliefs, methods, techniques, and the general approaches to how we coach can change. No one's perfect when we start. Nobody has the perfect system, especially in the beginning. What's something you used to believe as a new coach, but no longer do, or no longer see as important in your practice as a coach?
I used to be really big on the no pain, no gain side, coming from being a college athlete playing football and things like that. But I now even more believe in that stress reduced fat loss and that habit based approach modeling, not just of fat loss, but overall general walk of life. Like, everybody needs to really focus on reducing their stress, breath work, lowering their levels, better nutrition, better mindset, better sleep, and better recovery. I believe that we are all capable of reaching the goals that we want to achieve, but knowing that everybody's path is going to look different getting there.
I've been a coach for about 15 years now, and I can tell you new clients, they come from anywhere, especially nowadays with so much exposure for business being online and on social platforms. In my career as a personal trainer, I've encountered people in consults who are looking for help, but then say things like, I think I'll get a personal trainer when I'm in better shape. This used to really confuse me. How do you handle prospective clients who've reached out to you for help but don't feel or believe they're ready for your coaching yet?
I try to do that by really creating that roadmap and that framework for each individual. Knowing that they have these goals, these wants, and these needs, I try to really, from the first point of everything, is meeting them where they are, like letting them know that the goals that you may have, how long they may really take, and where they really are with them. And that could be anything from tracking their food, from maybe taking pictures first before they start using an app or worrying about macros. It could be, getting those steps in throughout the day. That could be, going from eating, no breakfast to a protein shake, and then building off of those habits like that. So the biggest thing that I try to do with prospective clients is show them that plan of attack from jump, so they can see what it's going to look like, and then really focus on meeting them where they are, so they can first and foremost start to collect those small wins. And as those wins build up, success has to happen.
I think being a coach is really unique, and often the methods and systems we use are pretty specific to the person we're working with. We meet people who sit all across this range of being quote unquote bought into the process, and it doesn't always show itself in the initial stages of building a relationship between client and coach. When clients show some resistance to following your advice, how do you handle that situation?
When clients show me resistance to following my advice, I try to best handle that situation by first and foremost, once again, meeting them where they are, and then two, showing them where they are and the reason that they, at the end of the day, reached out to me. They could have reached out to 100 other trainers, but there was something that I said, that I did, that resonated or hit a pain point for them, some sort of emotional trigger that showed them and gave them that realization that I was that missing piece to the puzzle that they needed. And then with that, showing them best practices of how to get to the results that they're trying to get to. And then also being upfront and being honest with them. I feel like in the fitness industry, so many people are lied to with the gimmicks and the facades and the detoxes and the things like that. I just put it all out there because the information that people want is out there. It just comes down to who are they going to be receptive to wanting to apply that information to get the results that they want to achieve.
Simply because of the nature of what we do as coaches, we're going to meet and work with people at various stages in their personal lives and even careers. Without sacrificing a lot of the results, how do you help clients balance some of these really aspirational goals with other life priorities that might create roadblocks or bring conflict?
How do I help clients balance their aspirational goals with other life priorities? And over the roadblocks that they may enter, I try to really, I try to be on them really with check-ins and support and those weekly affirmations that they're on the right path. I know that each week may look different, each month may look different, but I always try with the data feedback and the check-ins to show them the wins that they are collecting, right? To show them that no matter what it may look like each day, when they keep checking off those boxes, that big picture that they're trying to paint, we're just taking that from a different approach and working one paintbrush, one stroke at a time, and then trying to show them that even though there's going to be roadblocks, they are going to get to that result. And that is what true, individual lifestyle coaching is about: meeting the client where they are, showing them where they are, and showing them how they can navigate those obstacles and those roadblocks and still be successful.
I'm building Fitlete and the resource nexus for coaches and personal trainers to consistently preach a single message that continual learning is essential and it has compounding benefits for a lifelong career in this industry. What's one piece of valuable advice you give to aspiring coaches or coaches who have been in the game for a little bit but have stalled in their career?
Coaches have coaches, so hire a mentor or mentors for the things that you may not have, the things you may want, the things you may not be grasping. Let it be from the business side, the fitness side, the understanding the marketing and business, right? Hire somebody that knows more than you, that can see things from a different eye and different view and different lens, and can help you get to where you're really trying to get to, right? You're usually only one conversation away from your unlocked potential, and things like that can usually just happen when you're able to see things from a different lens or perspective that somebody allows you to see.
That's all for this episode. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing some of this great info about yourself and what you do as a coach. I'm glad I got to know you a little bit more through this episode, and I'm glad some listeners got to know you for the very first time through this show. All your info is in the show notes, so anyone who's listening out there wants to stay in touch, please visit those show notes to find that information and reach out to them at any point. If you want to learn a little bit more about Fitlete and our resource nexus for coaches and personal trainers, visit fitlete.com. That's Fitlete.com. Thanks. I'll talk to you soon.